I would walk out of the tent on the movie set where we would eat, have our meals, and here comes Jane Fonda, who's playing Nancy Reagan. I mean, just whoosh. I mean, and, but in a way, isn't it sort of mystical? Because it kind of goes back to my beginnings on this campus. I was in the drama program. I always wanted to act. And now the circle is really making sense to me. I love movies, I love film, I love watching people create, and I had the opportunity to see that and to see top flight thespians, people at the top of their game, and they were very serious because we in America have not made very many civil rights themed movies. I think filmmakers are just shy about it. It's so raw, it's so emotional. Segregation, the stories of dogs, the stories of lynchings, the stories of, you can't use this bathroom, you can't drink at that water fountain, you can't go into that store and try on a hat. A whole race of people were subjected to that underneath the American flag, and that's very painful to put on film, and I have to think that's some of the reasons why filmmakers have just shied away from it. I mean, but to find a character like Eugene Allen, who has gone through that and who lives to see a black man make it into the White House, that's a pretty amazing sweep of history, and it speaks well of how far the nation has come. Somebody sent me the movie trailer 3 nights ago, and about almost midnight, and I sat there looking at it on my phone, and I welled up with tears. I mean, it was emotional. I mean, to hear the music, to see Forrest Whitaker, because sometimes I would wake up and say, I think I wrote a story that became a movie with 7 Oscar winners. But I'm not sure. Maybe I'm dreaming. I mean, maybe it's just a fanciful dream. I would constantly have to pinch myself because it's hard to get a movie made. I mean, most movies are sequels. A lot of movies are about, flying rocket ships, all kind of, fanciful, wild ideas. It's hard to get a serious adult dramas made these days on the big screen, and so just to have gotten the movie made is a huge accomplishment and a testament to people like Laura Ziskin and Pam Williams, her producing partner for so many years, and Lee Daniels. I mean, it really is their vision, because movie making is not for the faint of heart. It is difficult. My mother comes from Selma, Alabama, that history-soaked city. And so you have all these things going on in my mind. My father from Georgia and my mother from Selma, Alabama. So Southern history is a very significant part of my family lineage. And then I covered the American South as a reporter with the Boston Globe for about 3 years, in and out of the South all the time. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, all over the South, writing stories about the South. I'm fascinated with that region of the country. And when it comes to film, the few civil rights films, Mississippi Burning, and there have been a couple others. There was Ghost of Mississippi. They always focused on the white characters. And a lot of objective film critics were upset by that, as if somehow as if to reduce or minimize the role that African Americans that they played. I mean, this movement was led by brave African American foot soldiers. There were whites who joined the movement, of course, in the March on Washington was very much interracial, interreligious, but I mean, make no mistake about it, this movement led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and other ministers from these small southern towns that brought this tyranny to the surface. And you had the Birmingham bombings where the little girls died. You had the assassination of Medgar Evers. You had countless blacks found in swamps during the search for the Mississippi 3. And so Emmett Till, the young Chicago kid who went down to Money, Mississippi and was brutally murdered, and his mother, Mamie Till, had his funeral in Chicago with an open casket. Many people think that was sort of the start of the civil rights movement in a sense as we would come to know it. And you had, of course, Rosa Parks refusing to go to the back of the bus. And so all these things were happening, and to see a lot of that, it's filmed in this movie, is amazing.